the great student loan hustle. So over the past few weeks, student loans have been a hot topic. You got people like Martin Lewis criticizing the government and Rachel Reeves about the changes coming to student loans and how some people are just being charged interest that they'll never be able to pay back. You have people in the news saying how they started with a £40,000 balance and it's gone up to 70,000, even though they're making payments every single month towards this loan. So in this video, we're going to look at the upcoming changes to student loans, how much interest people are actually paying on top of their loans. I have a scenario where we're going to show if you invested your student loan instead of actually going to university, how much money you have now, and my personal opinions on student loans and the current climate of university degrees in general. So let's start with the latter point about degrees in general and my opinions on student loans, degrees, university. So I've always been a big advocate of apprenticeships, and I know apprenticeships are not easy to come by. So I'm not going to tell everyone, don't go to university, get an apprenticeship, because realistically, that can't be the case for everyone. There's not enough apprenticeships available. When I went to school, I was told the same as everyone else, you should go to university. I was really smart in school. I was getting A's and B's and I was top of my class for a lot of subjects, but I didn't actually want to go to university, and I knew an apprenticeship is what I wanted to do. Luckily, I'm strong-minded. I didn't let my teachers influence me. My mum wanted me to go to university. My older sister was at university, and I just knew that I needed to make money and I needed to do something active where I wasn't sitting down in the classroom earning, doing a degree that I didn't even know if I wanted to do. So firstly, I do think that the school system is set up to groom people into going to university. And I'm using the word groom because, as we're going to talk about later in the video, people are basically getting sold loans that they have no idea about, and they have no idea how much interest they're going to be paying over. And you're talking about people who are in school, young adults, young kids, from the ages of 14 to 17, you're being groomed to go in this education system where you're going to pay back a loan basically forever. And to make it even worse, a lot of degrees are becoming redundant. You obviously have your major degrees like medicine, law, engineering. There's always going to be a need for this. But if you take a look at industries like digital media, graphic design, they are rapidly being replaced with AI. Would you hire a graphic designer now who has a university degree, or would you pay £20 a month for ChatGPT, for one of these image generation platforms that's going to give you quick results for a fraction of the price? Even degrees that I thought would be a good career path and you'd be safe in that, like accounting, I would say the major firms and the people who are dealing with high-end clients, multinational billionaire companies, they're going to be fine. But then you have on the lower scale, me, I'm a small business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, where someone like me before would have needed an accountant or would have preferred to get an accountant. We use software like QuickBooks, we use we use Free Agent, that's the one I currently use. I get it for free with my bank. I can do all my bookkeeping on there. It does 90% of the bookkeeping for me before AI is even involved. If I want to, I can ask AI to do my bookkeeping. All I need really is tax advice, and I would go to a tax advisor who specializes in tax advice rather than an accountant. So accountants working on smaller firms, I'm sure you could tell me if you're an accountant if the job market is getting harder. And I think that industries like that, it's just going to get harder and harder to make money from the industry, and that degree is not going to seem like value for money. So we're going to take a look at some of these absolute horror stories when it comes to people paying back their student loans. So the headline, student loans, my debt rose £20,000 to 77,000 even though I'm paying. Millions of graduates are trapped by ballooning debts as their repayments are dwarfed by the interest added. Helen Lambert borrowed £57,000 to go to university and began repaying a student loan in 2021 after starting work as an NHS nurse. Since then, she has repaid more than £5,000, typically having £145 a month taken from her pay packet. But everything she hands over is dwarfed by the £400 plus interest that is added to her debt every month. £400 interest every month. That is absolutely criminal. I'm sorry, that is criminal. That is absolutely criminal. Thanks to rates being as high as 8%. So there's so many stories like that. I'm not going to read every single one. We're going to look at the headlines for the next one. So the next one, student loan debt. I borrowed 55k, now I owe 72k. I got a £44,000 student loan, now I owe £54,000. And guys, the stories just keep on going on and on and on. We could be here all day reading these stories. The interest that is occurring on these loans is not being covered by people's wages. If you're earning average wage in the UK, which I think is around £40,000 maybe, obviously if you're in different parts of the country, it can vary. In London, it's almost £44,000 for the average wage. That's still not barely covering the interest. I don't think that even covers the interest. Unless you're earning 70, 80, 90, 100,000, you're not going to pay back that loan. So I can actually show you how these repayments work by going onto the student loan repayment calculator. So I've added in a plan 2 student loan of £27,000. That would have been the amount for my 3-year course if I chose to go university back in 2014. Yes, I'm old, so it would have been cheaper for me. And then annual tax before salary. Let's say you graduate, you get a £25,000 a year job, and that is going to increase 4.2% every year, which is the national average anyway. So we're going to calculate that. I think it's already calculated, but we're going to just do it again so the results are fresh. So your loan will be written off after 21 years. That basically means you're never going to pay the loan in full. At some point, your loan just gets written off by the government. But we are going to pay £42,000 in interest. So that is £15,000 more than the original loan. So basically, because your loan gets written off, you end up paying £42,000 on a £27,000 loan. And I guess that is how loans work, but I don't think most people really understood what they was taking out. And there's going to be so much changes over the years, that number could be way more. To me, it seems like it was missold. It seems like people were misled. And for better words, to me, it seems like a scam. So like I said, I thought it would be fun to see what would actually happen if you invested that money instead. So I would have went to uni 2014 and I would have had about a £27,000 student loan. Of course, that gets paid over 3 years. So it's 9,000 one year, 9,000 the next year, 9,000 the year after. I can't really simulate that on this calculator that we're going to go on. So I'm on the S&P 500 calculator. And don't worry, it's in dollars, but it's basically it's literally just a dollar sign in front. We're going to pretend it's pounds. So if I put £27,000 in on the start of 2020, so the start of 2014, right now I would have £124,900, basically £125,000 by investing in S&P 500, which I love using, but it is the top 500 companies in the USA. We would have £125,000. That is passive. That is not from a job. That is just by investing. A real world scenario for that would be some people are lucky enough that their parents started saving for them to go to university debt free. So some people actually got given that £27,000 for them to pay off their tuition without any debt. So instead of giving that to your children, you could put it in the S&P 500 for them, and then after 11 years, they'd have enough for a very, very good mortgage deposit. They could have a crazy mortgage deposit for that. Instead of going uni, they could learn skills where you can still learn high-paying skills. Obviously, right now AI is the high-paying skill, but you could learn so many high-paying skills, get a job, even a minimum wage job. If you had this in your back pocket, you'd be able to get a house, rather than someone going to university earning average wage. Really, like, let's be real, the job market is not great for graduates for most jobs unless you got a really good degree. So yeah, personally, I would choose this over sending my child to university. Of course, you can't really take out your student loan and invest it, but I just thought it'd be fun to see and compare. And finally, like I mentioned earlier, we have changes coming to student loans soon in 2027, and Martin Lewis is going absolutely crazy. If you're watching my channel, you definitely have seen Martin Lewis. Student loans, why is Martin Lewis clashing with Rachel Reeves? Money Saving Expert founder has said changes that will lead to some graduates in England and Wales paying more are not moral. So I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but in a nutshell, there is a minimum payment threshold for student loans. So you have to be earning a certain amount of money a year before you pay back your student loan, which is currently £28,470. That is for Plan 2 loans, which was the loans we've been talking about this whole video. That is going to change. So Plan 2 loans is going to go up to, the threshold is going to be 29,385. So it's going up, the threshold is increasing, which is usually good. That means you have to earn more to pay it back, which is good. So the interest on your student loan actually goes up by the retail price index, which basically means it increases with inflation. So while inflation goes up, the interest on your loan goes up. However, if inflation goes up, really your payment threshold should be increasing with inflation. So if inflation is going up a few percent, your repayment should be going up a few percent. So say from 29,000 to 30,000 to 31,000 should be the threshold, but that's not going to happen. It's actually staying frozen for 3 years, which could leave people way worse off. And guys, if I got that wrong, let me know. I don't have a student loan, so I'm not as invested in the student loan system as other people, but I am invested into teaching people about alternative ways rather than university. Like I said, I was very smart in school and I knew university wasn't for me. I'm sure there's loads of people out there who kind of are peer pressured into going to university. They'd rather do apprenticeships. They'd rather learn how to invest from an early age. They'd rather learn about property. There's so much skills that we can teach young people that don't need to be through university. So again, the student loan system, for me, it seems unfair. If you got a student loan, I'm sure you'll tell me that it's completely unfair. But let me know in the comments your thoughts, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for daily content. I'm broke, baby.